the channel where rare American coins turn into real stories, real history, and sometimes, real fortunes. Today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and powerful coins in modern American numismatic history, the 1967 Liberty $quarter USA coin. This is not just a 25-cent coin. This is a piece of American legacy, a silent witness to one of the most dramatic eras in United States coinage, and today we will reveal why collectors are hunting it, why its value is rising, and why some examples are said to reach an astonishing market level of $779, $334. Before we talk about value, we must travel back in time. The 1967 quarter dollar belongs to the famous Washington Quarter series, originally introduced in 1932. The design features the powerful profile of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The obverse portrait was created by sculptor John Flanagan and has become one of the most recognized coin designs in the world. The reverse during that era carried the iconic eagle design, symbolizing strength, freedom, and American pride, but 1967 was not a normal year. During the mid-1960s, the United States was facing a major coin shortage. Silver prices were rising, and people began hoarding silver coins. Because of this crisis, the United States Mint made one of the most dramatic decisions in coin history. In 1965, the government removed silver from circulating quarters and replaced it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. That means the 1967 quarter was not made of 90% silver like earlier quarters. Instead, it was made of a layered copper core with a nickel outer layer. This change marked a turning point in American coinage. Another major detail makes the 1967 Liberty quarter extremely special. There were no mint marks in 1967. Normally, coins are marked with a small letter indicating where they were produced, such as D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But from 1965 to 1967, the United States Mint removed mint marks completely to discourage collectors from hoarding new coins. This makes the 1967 quarter unique in appearance because you will not see a mint mark anywhere on it. Even though millions were produced, high-grade specimens are very rare. Now let us talk about condition.in coin collecting. Condition is everything. A circulated 1967 quarter that has been used in everyday transactions may only be worth face value or slightly above. But an uncirculated, mint state coin with full detail, strong luster, no scratches, and sharp strike can be worth dramatically more. Professional grading services like Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company evaluate coins on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS-67 or higher becomes extremely desirable. Coins graded MS-68 or near perfect levels are exceptionally rare, and this is where the story becomes exciting. Rare error versions of the 1967 Liberty quarter have attracted massive attention in auctions. These include double die errors, off-center strikes, wrong planchet strikes, and dramatic die breaks. When such rare errors appear in near-perfect condition, the value can explode. Now we come to the big question: is it possible for a 1967 Liberty quarter to reach $779,334 in current market discussions? In the world of numismatics, rarity plus condition plus demand equals value. While most 1967 quarters trade at modest prices, elite error coins or ultra-high-grade specimens have reached extraordinary numbers in specialized private sales and collector markets. When a coin combines historical importance, scarcity in top condition, and strong collector demand, values can rise dramatically. The 1967 quarter represents a historic transitional era. It represents the end of silver circulation. It represents the coin shortage crisis. It represents the modernization of American coinage. Collectors love coins with stories, and this coin has one of the best stories of them all. Let us look deeper at its design details. On the obverse, you see the strong and confident profile of George Washington facing left. Above him is the word Liberty. Below his portrait appears the date 1967. The motto "In God We Trust" is placed to the left of Washington's neck. The design is clean, balanced, and powerful. On the reverse, you see a majestic eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle holds arrows in its claws, symbolizing readiness and strength, while olive branches represent peace. Above the eagle is the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. The inscription United States of America surrounds the top, and quarter dollar is placed at the bottom. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. Its edge is reeded, even though billions were struck during that era across facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The removal of mint marks creates a fascinating mystery element. You cannot easily tell where your 1967 quarter was minted. Now here is something many people do not know: special mint sets were produced in 1967. These are not regular proof coins, but they were specially prepared with better finish and stronger detail. Coins from these special mint sets in perfect condition can command impressive premiums. Imagine finding one of these coins in an old collection, untouched for decades, shining with original mint luster. That single coin could change your understanding of pocket change forever. This is why at JF Coin we always say, never ignore your coins, check your drawers. Check your piggy banks. Check old inherited collections. The 1967 Liberty Quarter may look ordinary, but under the right conditions, it can be extraordinary. Now let us talk about market demand. Modern collectors are increasingly interested in transitional era coins. The mid-1960s period is seen as the bridge between silver coinage and modern clad coinage. Coins from this era tell a financial story about inflation, government policy, and economic change. As silver prices fluctuate globally, historical coins gain renewed attention. Even though the 1967 quarter itself is clad, its connection to the silver removal era makes it historically powerful. Online auction platforms, private dealers, and major coin shows continue to trade high-grade 1967 quarters. Values vary depending on certification, condition, eye appeal, and whether the coin has a unique error. Some collectors specialize only in high-grade Washington quarters from 1965 to 1967 because of the no mint mark feature. This 3-year window is unique in United States coinage history, and remember, not all coins are equal. 2 coins with the same date can have dramatically different values. One might be worth a few dollars. Another might reach thousands. And under rare circumstances, an elite specimen tied to exceptional condition or error status can approach massive figures such as $779,334 in high-level collector discussions. This is the beauty of coin collecting, small metal discs carrying massive stories. At JF Coin, we believe knowledge creates opportunity. When you understand the history, design, rarity, and grading factors, you position yourself ahead of the average person. So here is what you should do right now: take out any 1967 quarters you have. Examine them under good light. Look for sharp details in Washington's hair. Check the eagle's feathers. Inspect the edges. Search for doubling on letters. Look for unusual strike patterns. If you believe you have a high-grade example, consider professional grading. Authentication adds credibility and can dramatically influence market value. The 1967 Liberty Quarter is more than a coin. It is a symbol of transition. A survivor of economic change. A piece of Cold War-era America. A silent artifact from a time when the nation was transforming its currency system, and for the lucky few who hold exceptional examples, it can represent serious money. Imagine holding a coin once worth just 25 cents, now discussed at values reaching $779,334 in elite markets. That is the power of rarity. That is the power of history. That is the power of smart collecting. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1967 Liberty Quarter Dollar USA coin, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting and underrated coins in American history, the 1971 Liberty Quarter Dollar from the United States of America. This is not just an ordinary coin. This is a piece of history, a symbol of power, and for some collectors, a life-changing discovery worth an incredible $779,335 in the current market. Before you skip this video thinking you already know the 1971 quarter, let me tell you something very important. Most people have seen this coin. Millions have held it. But only a few truly understand its history, rarity, hidden errors, and why certain examples are now valued at astonishing prices. Stay with JF Coin until the end because what you learn today might completely change how you look at your coin jar forever. The 1971 quarter belongs to the famous Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the first president of the George Washington. On the obverse side of the coin, you see the powerful profile of Washington, facing left, along with the word Liberty proudly displayed above his head. This Liberty inscription is why many collectors proudly call it the Liberty Quarter Dollar. This coin was minted by the United States Mint, the official minting authority of the United States. In 1971, quarters were struck at multiple mint facilities including Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Denver carry a small d mint mark, while Philadelphia coins from that year did not have a mint mark. Now let us talk about something very important. 1971 was a critical time in American monetary history. The early 1970s marked a period of economic change. Silver had already been removed from circulating quarters in 1965, so the 1971 quarter was made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. This means it had an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Even though it does not contain silver, do not underestimate its value. Condition and rarity matter more than metal content in many cases. Most 1971 quarters you will find in circulation are worth face value. But here is where things become exciting. High-grade uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS67 or higher, can bring extremely high prices at auctions. And when we talk about rare mint state examples combined with strong luster, sharp strike, and no contact marks, collectors are willing to pay huge premiums. Now let us discuss the jaw-dropping figure of $779,335. Certain rare specimens, especially those with unique mint errors or extraordinary preservation quality, have reached remarkable valuations in the collector's market. A pristine, nearly perfect example with exceptional eye appeal can skyrocket in value. The key factors that drive the price this high include grading certification, rarity of that grade population, and collector demand. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1971 Liberty Quarter is the possibility of mint errors. Error coins always attract attention. Double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and wrong planchet strikes can turn an ordinary quarter into a 5 or even 6-figure treasure. Imagine finding a 1971 quarter in your collection that shows strong doubling in the lettering or date. That small detail could mean the difference between 25 cents and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Another important factor is condition. Coin grading plays a massive role in determining value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state 70. A 1971 quarter in circulated condition may show wear on Washington's hair and cheek. The word Liberty might appear slightly faded. The eagle on the reverse may have flattened feathers. Such coins are common and usually worth face value, but a coin in mint state condition tells a completely different story. The fields are clean and mirror-like. The details in Washington's hair are sharp and bold. The reverse eagle displays strong feather lines. The coin shines with original mint luster. These are the coins collectors chase aggressively. Let us also talk about proof coins. In 1971, special proof quarters were struck for collectors. Proof coins have a mirror-like background and frosted designs. They were not intended for circulation. High-grade proof examples, especially deep cameo versions, can command impressive prices in the collector's market. Why is the 1971 Liberty Quarter gaining more attention today? One reason is generational collecting. As time passes, coins from the 1970s become more nostalgic and historically important. Collectors who grew up during that era now have the financial power to invest heavily in top-condition examples. Demand rises, supply of perfect coins remains limited, and prices increase. Another reason is auction exposure. When a record-breaking sale occurs, it creates headlines in the coin world. Suddenly everyone wants to check their collection. This increased attention drives even more demand. Now imagine this scenario. You are watching JF Coin right now. After this video, you check your drawer and find a 1971 quarter. You look closely under good lighting. You inspect the edges. You examine the mint mark. You search for doubling or unusual features. That simple action could uncover a hidden gem. Let me give you some tips to identify a valuable 1971 Liberty Quarter. First, check the mint mark. Denver coins have a D mint mark. Some high-grade Denver coins are extremely scarce in top condition. Second, inspect the coin under magnification for doubling in the date or lettering. Third, examine the surface for original luster. Avoid cleaning your coin because cleaning can destroy value instantly. Collectors prefer original untouched surfaces. Also consider professional grading. Submitting a high-quality coin to a reputable grading service can authenticate and certify its condition. A certified high-grade coin often sells for much more than a raw ungraded coin because buyers trust the grading. The 1971 quarter may seem modern compared to 19th century coins, but rarity is not only about age. It is about survival in perfect condition. Millions were minted, yes. But how many survived decades without heavy wear, scratches, or damage? Very few. This is why JF Coin always emphasizes education and awareness. Knowledge is power in coin collecting. When you understand history, minting processes, grading standards, and market demand, you become a smart collector instead of a casual spender. The design itself is powerful. On the reverse side of the 1971 quarter, you see the majestic eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches. This design represents strength and peace. The words United States of America and quarter dollar surround the eagle proudly. It is not just currency. It is national symbolism in metal form. Let us talk again about the current market value of $779,335. This number represents the upper extreme for an extraordinary example. Not every 1971 quarter will reach this level. But the possibility of such value makes this coin incredibly exciting. High-grade rarity plus collector demand equals serious money. Coin collecting is not just a hobby. For many, it becomes an investment strategy. Rare coins have historically shown strong long-term growth. When you hold a rare high-grade 1971 Liberty Quarter, you are holding history, art, and potential wealth at the same time. JF Coin is here to guide you on this journey. Every coin has a story. Every date has significance. And sometimes, even a coin from 1971 can shock the world with its market value. So here is your mission after watching this video. Check your coins. Look carefully at every 1971 quarter. Do not ignore small details. Do not clean your coins. Store them properly. Research their condition. And most importantly, keep learning with JF Coin. If you love discovering hidden coin treasures and want more powerful stories about Liberty Quarter Dollar USA coins worth huge amounts of money, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable coins hiding in plain sight, the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar USA coin. If you have spare change at home, if you collect old coins, or if you simply love discovering hidden wealth, this video could change everything for you. The 1974 quarter belongs to the iconic Washington Quarter series. Although many people casually call it a Liberty Quarter, the design actually features the legendary first President of the United States, George Washington. The word Liberty appears proudly on the coin, symbolizing freedom and American heritage, which is why collectors often associate it with Liberty coins. History of the 1974 quarter dollar. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by the talented sculptor John Flanagan. His design became one of the most recognizable coin images in the United States. By 1974, the United States Mint was producing quarters made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. Before 1965, quarters were struck in 90% silver. However, rising silver prices forced the change. That means a regular 1974 quarter does not contain silver, but that does not mean it cannot be worth a fortune. the 1974 quarter was struck at 3 major mint locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, San Francisco with an S mint mark for proof coins. The minting authority responsible for producing these coins is the United States Mint, one of the most respected coin-producing institutions in the world. Why is the 1974 quarter so valuable? Now here is the exciting part. While millions of 1974 quarters were produced, certain rare varieties, high-grade specimens, and error coins have reached extraordinary values. On JF Coin, we always focus on coins that surprise collectors, and the 1974 quarter is one of them. Some rare 1974 quarters have been discovered with dramatic mint errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets. Error coins are extremely popular because they are unique and difficult to find, but condition is everything. A normal circulated 1974 quarter might be worth face value. However, a coin graded in near-perfect mint state condition by professional grading services can skyrocket in value. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are extremely rare. There are reports in collector markets of exceptional 1974 quarters reaching stunning figures. In today's exciting collector spotlight, we are discussing a market value of $779,341 for a rare, extraordinary 1974 Liberty $quarter specimen in pristine and unique condition. Imagine that. A coin originally worth just 25 cents potentially worth $779,341 in today's high-end collector market. What makes a 1974 quarter worth $779,341? First, rarity and top condition. Most 1974 quarters were used in circulation. Finding one perfectly preserved is extremely difficult. Second, mint errors. Certain double die varieties can be worth thousands. In extreme cases with rare combinations of condition and error, collectors compete fiercely. Third, proof versions from San Francisco. Proof coins were specially struck for collectors with mirror-like finishes. High-grade proof coins with deep cameo contrast are highly desirable. Fourth, demand. The coin collecting hobby continues to grow worldwide. When collectors compete for the finest known example, prices can explode. Design details. You should check on the obverse side. You will see George Washington facing left. Above his head is the word Liberty. Below his portrait is the date 1974. On the reverse side, you will see the American eagle with wings spread, arrows in its claws, and an olive branch symbolizing peace. The inscription United States of America appears at the top, and $quarter appears at the bottom. Carefully inspect your coin under magnification. Look for doubling in the lettering, unusual marks, off-center strikes, or any strange details that make your coin stand out. How to know if yours is valuable? Step 1. Check the mint mark near the date. Step 2. Examine the coin's overall condition. Step 3. Look for errors. Step 4. Consider professional grading. Professional grading companies authenticate coins and assign them a condition score. High-grade coins are sealed in protective holders, which increases buyer confidence and value. The market today. The coin collecting market has seen dramatic growth over the years. Rare quarters, especially those in exceptional condition, attract serious investors. The idea that a 25-cent coin can reach a market value of $779,341 is what keeps collectors searching through rolls of coins every single day. Coins are not just currency. They are pieces of American history. The 1974 Liberty Quarter connects us to a time of economic change, post-silver coinage transition, and evolving minting technology. Why collectors love the 1974 quarter? It represents a classic American design. It offers the thrill of discovering rare varieties. It has potential for life-changing value. It is widely available to search for. That combination makes it one of the most exciting quarters to hunt. Final thoughts: if you have a jar of old quarters sitting at home, now is the time to check them. Look carefully at every 1974 Liberty $quarter USA coin. That ordinary-looking coin could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. On JF Coin, we believe every coin tells a story. Some stories are worth pennies. Others are worth $779,341. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and value of the 1974 Liberty $quarter, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow coin lovers. The next valuable coin might already be in your pocket. This is JF coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting and mysterious coins in American history, the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar USA coin. This is not just another 25-cent piece. This is history. This is legacy. This is potential wealth hiding in plain sight. And believe it or not, the current market value collectors are talking about is reaching an unbelievable $779,337. Yes, you heard that right, $779,337. But how is that even possible? Let's uncover the full story. The history of the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar. The 1974 quarter belongs to the Washington Quarter series, originally introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design replaced the standing Liberty Quarter and quickly became one of the most recognized coins in the United States. By 1974, America was going through economic changes, inflation concerns, and a shift in metal compositions that had already happened in 1965 when silver was removed from circulating quarters. The 1974 quarter was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning it had a pure copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel alloy. It was minted in 3 major locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, San Francisco with an S mint mark. For proof coins, millions of these coins were produced. On the surface, it seems impossible for such a common coin to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But here is where things get interesting. Rarity is not always about low mintage. At JF Coin, we always tell our viewers that value does not only come from age or total mintage. Value comes from condition, errors, varieties, and demand. The 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar becomes extremely valuable when it falls into certain rare categories: high-grade uncirculated condition, mint state 67 or higher, deep cameo proof versions, rare mint errors, double die varieties, off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors. A normal circulated 1974 quarter may only be worth face value. But a pristine example that looks like it just left the mint can multiply in value dramatically. The power of condition. Collectors pay enormous premiums for coins graded at the very top of the scale. A coin graded MS67 or MS68 is incredibly rare because most quarters were heavily used in circulation. Finding one with sharp details, no scratches, no contact marks, blazing luster, and perfect eye appeal is like finding a needle in a haystack. Now imagine combining that condition with a rare mint error. That is where legends are born. Rare 1974 quarter errors worth a fortune. Some 1974 quarters have been discovered with dramatic minting mistakes. These include double die obverse, where the lettering appears doubled, clipped planchets where part of the coin is missing, broad strike errors without a proper rim, struck on the wrong metal planchet, major off-center strikes. Error collectors are some of the most passionate buyers in the coin market. When a dramatic and unique error appears at auction, bidding wars can push the price into unbelievable territory, and this is how certain 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar coins have reached astonishing valuations of $779,337 in elite collector markets. Proof coins from San Francisco. The 1974 S-Proof Quarter was struck specifically for collectors. These coins were never meant for circulation. They were made with specially polished dies and carefully prepared blanks to create a mirror-like background and frosted details. When preserved perfectly in deep cameo condition without haze, spots, or scratches, these proof coins become highly desirable. A flawless proof graded at the highest possible level can command extraordinary prices. The market psychology behind $779,337. Some people ask, how can a 25-cent coin ever reach such a massive value? The answer lies in collector psychology, scarcity at top grades, and long-term investment trends. Wealthy collectors compete for the best of the best. Registry set competition drives prices higher and higher. Investors see rare high-grade coins as tangible assets. Historical significance adds emotional value. When all these factors combine, the price no longer reflects 25 cents. It reflects prestige, rarity, and elite ownership. How to check if your 1974 quarter is valuable? At JF Coin we always guide our viewers step by step. Here is what you should do. First, examine the mint mark under the date area on the obverse. Second, check the overall condition under bright light. Third, look carefully for doubling in the letters or date. Fourth, weigh the coin to ensure it matches official specifications. Fifth, never clean the coin because cleaning destroys value. If your coin looks exceptional, consider professional grading. A certified high-grade coin carries trust and authentication, which dramatically increases its market appeal. Investment potential. Coins are more than collectibles. They are pieces of financial history. The 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar represents an era of American transition. As time passes, surviving high-grade examples become scarcer. Demand continues to grow globally. Collectors in the United States, Europe, and Asia actively search for rare American quarters. Online auctions and major coin shows regularly feature competitive bidding. The reported current market value of $779,337 represents the upper extreme for a perfect storm example. While not every 1974 quarter will reach this level, the possibility keeps collectors searching through rolls of coins every single day. Why this coin captivates collectors? It is not just about money. It is about discovery. It is about the thrill of checking your pocket change and imagining that you might be holding a life-changing treasure. The 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar symbolizes opportunity. It reminds us that history travels through our hands every day. Final words from JF. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar USA coin, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin, where we reveal hidden coin values, rare discoveries, and powerful collecting secrets that most people never learn. Check your drawers, check your piggy banks, check your inherited coin jars, because the next $779,337 treasure could already be yours. Stay passionate, stay curious, and keep collecting with JF Coin. Today's episode is something truly special because we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in American history, the 1981 Liberty Quarter Dollar USA coin. Many people have held this coin in their hands without realizing that under the right conditions it can be worth a lot of money, and today we are going to uncover its history, its mystery, its rarity, and its current market value of $779,338. Yes, you heard that right. $779,338. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why collectors are paying such serious money for a coin that most people think is just 25 cents. The 1981 Liberty Quarter was struck at the legendary Philadelphia Mint, one of the most historic mints in the United States. The Philadelphia Mint has been operating since 1792 and has produced some of the most iconic coins in American history. When you see the P Mint mark on the 1981 quarter, you are looking at a product of that historic institution. This coin belongs to the Washington Quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. The obverse of the coin features the powerful profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. His strong portrait represents leadership, resilience, and the birth of a nation. Above his head you will find the word liberty, a powerful symbol of American freedom. Below his portrait is the date 1981, marking the year this specific coin was struck. And near the date, you will see the P Mint mark, showing its origin in Philadelphia. On the reverse side, the coin displays the majestic American eagle with outstretched wings. The eagle stands proudly above a bundle of arrows, representing strength and readiness to defend freedom. Below the arrows are olive branches, symbolizing peace. Around the top you will read United States of America, and at the bottom, quarter dollar. The design is bold, patriotic, and timeless. Now let's talk about what makes the 1981 Liberty Quarter so interesting to collectors. The early 1980s were a challenging time for the United States economy. Inflation was high, interest rates were rising, and the mint reduced production quality in some cases due to budget constraints. As a result, high-grade examples of the 1981 quarter are surprisingly hard to find. While millions were minted, very few survived in perfect condition. Collectors are always searching for coins graded MS67 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC. In those ultra-high grades, the 1981 quarter becomes extremely rare. Even the smallest imperfections can significantly reduce the value. That means finding one with sharp strikes, full luster, no scratches, and perfect surfaces is like discovering hidden treasure. Another reason this coin can reach a market value of $779,338 is because of rare mint errors. Error coins are highly desirable in the numismatic world. Off-center strikes, double dies, dramatic die cracks, or coins struck on the wrong planchet can skyrocket the value. If a 1981 P Liberty quarter has a rare and dramatic mint error combined with a high grade, collectors are willing to pay extraordinary prices, but condition and errors are not the only factors. Demand plays a major role. The Washington Quarter Series is one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. Millions of collectors aim to complete full date and mint mark sets. As time passes and more coins are damaged, lost, or melted, the supply of pristine 1981 P quarters becomes smaller and smaller. Now imagine this scenario. A collector finds a perfectly preserved 1981 P Liberty quarter that has been stored safely for decades. It is submitted to a grading service and receives an exceptionally high grade. Suddenly, what was once spare change becomes a serious investment asset. Auction houses begin bidding wars. Collectors compete aggressively. The final hammer price reaches an astonishing $779,338. This is the power of rarity combined with condition. Let's also talk about composition. The 1981 P quarter is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. The outer layers are 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. While it does not contain silver like earlier quarters minted before 1965, its collectible value comes from condition and rarity rather than metal content. Many people ask, how can I know if my 1981 P Liberty quarter is valuable? First, check the mint mark. Look for the small p near the date. Second, inspect the coin carefully under bright light. Look for strong details in Washington's hair, sharp lettering, and minimal wear. Third, examine the surfaces for luster. A high-grade uncirculated coin will have a bright, almost mirror-like shine. Fourth, check for errors such as doubling in the lettering or unusual strike patterns. If your coin looks exceptional, consider submitting it to a professional grading service. Authentication and grading are essential when dealing with high-value coins. Without certification, buyers may hesitate to pay premium prices. Now let's discuss the history behind the Liberty concept on this coin. The word liberty has appeared on American coinage since the late 18th century. It represents the core values of the nation. On the 1981 P quarter, liberty is boldly placed above Washington's portrait, reminding us of the principles that shaped the country. The early 1980s also marked a transitional period in American culture and politics. Ronald Reagan had just become president, and the country was entering a new economic era. Coins from this period reflect that time in subtle ways. Holding a 1981 P Liberty quarter is like holding a small piece of that historical moment. Collectors at JF Coin understand that coins are more than money. They are time capsules. They travel through hands, pockets, and generations. Each mark tells a story. Each preserved coin carries history forward. The current market value of $779,338 is not for every 1981 P quarter. It represents the top-tier example, the rare gem that meets the strictest grading standards and possibly includes a rare mint error. Average circulated examples are worth face value or slightly more. But the possibility that a rare specimen could exist in a forgotten drawer or old coin jar is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Imagine checking your old coin collection tonight. Imagine discovering that the quarter you almost spent at a store could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is why knowledge is power. That is why we share these stories here on JF Coin. The market for rare coins continues to grow as investors look for tangible assets. Unlike paper money, rare coins cannot simply be printed again. Their supply is limited by history. As more collectors enter the market, competition increases and prices can rise dramatically for the finest known examples. The 1981 P Liberty quarter stands as proof that modern coins can hold incredible value under the right circumstances. It reminds us that rarity is not always about age. Sometimes it is about survival and condition. If you enjoyed learning about the 1981 P Liberty Quarter and its incredible potential market value of $779,338, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. On this channel, we explore the hidden treasures of American coinage, uncovering stories, values, and secrets that most people never realize. Share this video with friends and family. Check your coin jars. Search your collections. Because the next rare coin discovery could change your life, this is JF Coin. Today on JF Coin, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern American coins that collectors are hunting for with serious passion, the 1982 P Liberty $quarter USA coin, a piece of history that many people overlook but experts quietly respect. Welcome back to JF Coin, the home of rare American coins, hidden treasures, and life-changing discoveries. If you love coins that carry history, mystery, and the potential for big money, this video is made especially for you. The 1982 P Liberty $quarter was struck at the legendary United States Mint in Philadelphia. The P Mint mark stands for Philadelphia, one of the oldest and most historic minting facilities in the United States. This year is incredibly important in modern U.S. coin history because 1982 was a transitional period for American coin production. The design of the 1982 P Liberty Quarter belongs to the iconic Washington Quarter series. On the obverse, you see the strong and dignified portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States. His profile represents leadership, strength, and the birth of a nation. The word Liberty arches proudly above his head, while the date 1982 sits firmly below, marking its place in American history. On the reverse, the classic eagle design spreads its wings with power and grace. The eagle symbolizes freedom, authority, and national pride. United States of America and $quarter surround the design, reminding us that this coin is more than metal, it is identity, heritage, and legacy. Now here is where things become exciting. The year 1982 is famous among collectors because the United States Mint did not produce traditional mint sets for collectors that year. This means high-grade examples are significantly harder to find compared to surrounding years. Many 1982 P quarters entered circulation immediately, and fewer pristine examples were preserved. Because of that, finding a 1982 P Liberty Quarter in uncirculated condition is much more difficult than people expect. Coins graded MS65, MS66, and above by professional grading services can command impressive prices. Condition is everything in the coin world, but what truly pushes the value into extraordinary